Hi guys, it's Any How To videos, and today we're going to be looking at how to get a grungy texture looking text effect. This would be good with certain projects what use a lot of kind of grungy looking things, like when you're doing building text, it can complement very well. So I've got my canvas here and a bit of a highlight area just so it saves me from doing it later on in the video. And I've also got my grungy texture. So obviously I got this off the internet, off Google. So if you just Google grungy texture, and then it'll come up with plenty of things. Decided to go with this because I like blue. So the first thing you're going to do is just click and drag that into this composition, if you like, and then I'm going to right click on the layer and go to convert to smart object. This just allows us to resize it without losing as much pixels. Obviously this thing is absolutely massive, so you might need to zoom out a little bit. And then you're going to hit Control or Command T depending on what operating system you are on. So I've just hit Control T because I'm on a PC, and I'm just resizing it to the canvas size so it just looks a bit more in proportion. I'm going to zoom back in here. Okay, so the next thing we're going to do is just hide that layer by clicking the little eye, and then get our text layer ready. So just bolder text works a lot better than thinner text, because if you use thinner text it doesn't show up as well, but it can also be down to what project you're doing. So I'm just going to type my text out. There we go, and just place that there. So I've got my text. At this point it won't be any problem of what color it is, because you won't be using this layer. This is a kind of cut out layer, a reference layer if you like. You're just gonna go over to your layers palette now and move your layer, your texture layer, over the top of your text layer. You don't really have to do this, but it just allows you to know what's going to be on top instead of getting muddled up. Okay, so if you hover over the T on the layer palette in on your text layer, and then just hit Command or Control and hold that, and your icon will change to a finger and thumb pointing with the little square. Just click that and you'll get these marching ants, or a selected area. And from that you want to go down here next to effects. You'll see this little rectangle with a circle in it. Click that and it'll mask it for you. This just allows you so you can go back to it and edit the mask if you wish to. Just go ahead and hide your text layer and show your grungy texture layer. So there we've got a grungy texture. It looks plain. So what I tend to do is double click the layer to bring up the effects layer style palette, if you like, and I normally put a grungy texture on it, get it to where you want, blend mode, overlay. The next thing I tend to do is put outer glow on it, put the blend mode to normal, and then put just a black outer glow. This just makes it just a little bit more darker, because that's, well, how grungy texture is meant to be, I guess. Next I use bevel and emboss. I tend to put multiply down all the way, because I like it to stand out instead of looking all round. And then go to vivid light. You can normally set this to 90 depending where you want your light coming from, and depending on how big your canvas is, you might want to set the size to 1 and the depth higher if you wish to get more of a chisel. And obviously you can do your inner glow on black and it'll kind of make it look all bubbly if you wish to do that. So I'm just gonna hit OK with that. I'm still not too happy. It's a bit blue, really, to be honest. So I'm just gonna go down here and then go to Hue and Saturation, and then I'm going to click this little icon here. This will allow me, so it only edits the layer underneath, which is the grunge layer, which I want it to edit. So now I can change the color to whatever color I want. So I kind of want a kind of brown, if I can get that. Make it look a bit stony. Yeah, that kind of ish works. So there we are. How to add a grungy texture to text. You can use this with different kind of textures, and you get a different result every single time. Hope you enjoyed this tutorial. Please hit that like button and please subscribe if you're not already.